Hello, and welcome back to my kitchen and to another edition of Terry's Carnivore Treats. I have got something super fabulous for you guys. It's actually a recipe that I had created a couple of years ago, and it is super easy, very minimal ingredients, but lots of potential. There's lots of variations, and it's actually also a twofer again. There is one made with whey protein powder that comes out chewy, and I call it Territaffi. Actually, a good friend called it Territaffi. And there's another one using casein protein powder or milk protein powder, and those turn out like cake balls. And yes, they're all carnivore friendly and delicious. You're not going to believe the way that these turn out. They're a nice addition to add to a meal to increase protein. I've been very, very fortunate. The recipe creations started a couple of years ago, and I have had the input of thousands of people in a social media group that I'm in tell me yes or no, and also come up with different variations and whatnot. So I'll share some of those with you all today. At the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and showcase some of their Territaffi and some of their cake balls and what they made and the flavors that they used, and even a couple of tips and tricks that they taught me as well. So let's go get started on the ingredients and any gadgets you'll need, because that just gets us one step closer to my favorite part. The ingredients you'll need to make the Territaffi are whey protein powder. This is my favorite, y'all. Raw organic whey. It's like flour. It's tasty. I just love this. It's the exclusive one that I use. And then, of course, always the glycine powder to match the glycine to methionine ratio when using protein powders, and heavy whipping cream. This is the base recipe. You don't have to add anything to it. It's good just as it is. For today's demonstration purposes, I'm going to be adding my favorite flavor of Territaffi, anise powder. This makes it taste like black licorice, but you can use all sorts of flavors and extracts. I will be also showcasing the cake ball recipe after this, and I use a different flavor in that one. So stay tuned and you can see what's going on with that as well. There are no special gadgets that we need, just a spoon, a bowl, and lots of strength. I do have a recommendation from somebody that has been making these, like I said, for a couple of years, and she makes a huge quantity of them. She uses 400 grams of this, and she uses the equal parts heavy whipping cream, which is what you'll see in the recipe. And then she uses her hand mixer or a stand mixer and puts all the liquid in first and then just starts adding the powder until it gets really, really thick. And then she removes that from the bowl and takes the remaining whey protein powder and tosses that big lump of dough on there and kneads it all in and mixes it all in together, and then takes a cookie scoop and scoop by scoop puts it on a tray. So now that is something I have never tried. These I just make for myself. It's just a single serving-ish for the most part. But she batch cooks, or batch prepares, I should say. And I think that's a fabulous idea. If you have a big family, just prep ahead of time and grab a Territaffi to go.
You'll want to always add the dry to the dry ingredients together total, and then add the wet ingredients after. As you add the heavy whipping cream to the whey protein powder, you will notice it looks like it is not going to mix in. It will take some time and some patience, but it will mix in. This is what will create the very sticky, taffy texture that we're looking for. The amount of spice or extract that you use can be independent, I'm a super taster, so I don't need a lot of flavoring. Experiment for yourself. I can definitely see using a hand mixer or stand mixer to make this easier if you're going to be making a large batch. It sure can give a good little arm workout. There, it's finally coming together. Even I needed to give my hands a quick shake there. I've never tried using a scoop, so I thought I would do that today. And greasing it up with a little bit of vanilla ghee. Normally, I just take that big wad and pull it apart into 4 or 5 little smaller pieces and form the balls with my hand. But if I were to make a very large portion, I would absolutely use this melon baller or an ice cream scoop to make large ones. The Territaffi gets shiny looking. If you're going to eat them that day, they can be stored on the counter. Otherwise, they need to be kept in the fridge.
Our cake ball recipe is just as easy. You only need to swap out the whey protein powder for either casein protein powder or milk protein powder. And we'll always use glycine powder to meet that glycine methionine ratio, and heavy whipping cream as well. And again, that's the base recipe. You can stop there. But for today's purposes, I'm going to use my very favorite application, and that's almond extract. So again, you won't need anything special, just a little bowl and a spoon and a little bit of strength. So now let's go get started. Time to get to the goodies.
And as you see here, again, dry ingredients with dry. Then add all of the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. You will immediately see the difference between using whey protein powder and casein or milk protein powders. It is very easy to mix in. In fact, the casein or milk protein powders absorb very quickly, and the mixture becomes almost light and fluffy. It's very interesting. I really liked using the melon baller for the milk protein, casein protein powder cake balls. It makes it much easier. You'll be able to tell by feel if you squished them enough. Here, I don't squish one enough just to show you that when you go to roll it into a ball, it'll make a little crack in it so you know it's not quite ready. So just give it some more squishing until, kind of like Play-Doh a little bit, and then just shape it into a ball. That's it, all done. And similar to the Territaffi, if you're going to eat them today, go ahead and store them on the counter if you'd like. Otherwise, keep them in the fridge.
Cake ball, y'all. Black licorice Territaffi, my very favorite. So chewy and gooey.
Many of these are not carnivore friendly as they contain plant foods, but I wanted to give you some fun ideas to get you started on your own creative Territaffi and cake ball making. Have fun and enjoy.